Hello! As you may be aware, I recently went on a quest for the Game Child. Not really, I already had 3 of them and it was a movie. Anyway, this is the actual Game Child, or one of the many, as they were mass produced. Yes, we didn't make it up for hilarious narrative purposes for the film. This actually is a real rip-off that was sold in the shops, and I believe the first ever rip-off of a handheld games console, so it predates pop stations and things like that. Here's the box. It looks very, very early 90s with its sort of pastel splodges like a cover of Smash Hits magazine. Game Child, it says on it, you know, like a Game Boy, except not restricted to the males. Also, there are these mystery numbers written on it. Don't know what that is. I got it off eBay, obviously, and they were written on it at the time. No idea. Perhaps they are the one true name of God. Or maybe somebody was doing their finances on it. Who can tell? Maybe it's a load of PIN numbers for something. There's a thought. Anyway, it plays 3 different games, except it doesn't. Because it only plays one game, you have to actually buy 3 separate units to get all 3. This one is the football one. You can tell by the way they've put a little sticker on it. What functions does it have, Mother? Well, son, it has 3 games levels, sound on and off functions, auto power off, 1 and 2 player mode, pause on off functions, battery AA times 1. Oh, but Mother, why did you buy me this and not a Game Boy? Because we're poor and I hate you. There, that makes sense. So the games are Football, Space War and Desert War. I'm slightly disappointed they didn't spell that as dessert, but there we go. You'll notice that they all appear to be, well, from the entire graphics for the LCD they've put out here, they all seem to be the same game logic with different graphics. I can't actually attest to that because we've got 2 Space War and 1 Football, and that one is Desert War, which we haven't seen. But judging by that, looks pretty damn similar. Anyway, enough talk. More crap. Oh, instruction manual, I've forgotten this. Game Child instruction manual. Number 1, throw it away. Number 2, that's about it really. Wow, some real tetanus opportunities on the staple there. This is in many languages. We're only interested in English, on the grounds I can't speak any of the others. Instruction sheet for model K733. Introduction. Game Child is an interesting handheld LCD game that is very challenging and exciting and can be played by either 1 or 2 players. It can be played at 3 levels. It is a game that will test your speed and your ability to react to challenges that appear on the LCD screen. Well, it's in excellent English, although slightly oddly written. Can you give us a description of one of the games? No, because it doesn't actually tell you. I suppose as all the games are the same and just have different graphics, they kept it all generic. How do we find battery replacement? You will find the battery compartment at the back. Move the lid in the direction of the arrow to open the compartment. Replace the exhausted battery when the LCD becomes weak. Yes, when your LCD can no longer carry your shopping home, you know it's time to replace the battery. Oh, sweet. So, Game Child. How does this stack up to an actual Nintendo Game Boy? Answer, like this. It's slightly smaller in the verticalness, has a different coloured D-pad, only 1 button, an on-off switch and all sorts of crap there, and no select or start. Back also looks fairly similar, except rather than having a real cartridge it's got a pretend one, and basically I'm just repeating the obvious. Yeah, and it's got no brightness or anything. Why would it? So, this is the football one. There's no getting away from it. Oh, hang on, I should show you where the batteries go in, of course. Bit of visual comedy for anybody familiar with the Game Boy there. Inexplicably, the battery compartment is empty and can be used to smuggle drugs, whilst the cartridge port actually holds the battery inside. Nope, no idea. Just a bizarre choice on their behalf. Notice it only takes 1 battery, whereas the original Game Boy took 4. That's because the original Game Boy wasn't shit, and this one is. Oops, spoilers. On we go. Gotta play it at some point. Oh dear. How do we start? And what is ACL? All clear? Oh dear. Already I'm fearing this. Right, what's going on? Oh, here we are. I am this football man. He can run up and down and inexplicably expel other footballers from his body, who then run along. Oh, I've lost a life, according to that thing in the corner. So what, they scored at me? Oh, I see, and you can sort of wave your hand around like a freaking goal, and then run out and, yeah, fire people out of your chest. Oh, what? You can go right up into it as well. I'm no expert on football, but I'm pretty sure a goalie isn't expected to perform these bizarre and frightening tasks. Hey, if he is, they get enough money for it. Oh, I think I stopped it. Hey, woo! Chalk one up for the homeboys. What team are we? That's got to be the local team, isn't it? Norwich City, hooray! Boo, we hate Ipswich because they're a place that isn't here. Boo, and all that sort of football crap. Oh, bollocks! Yay! This is pretty terrible. So basically, you've got this arm-flailing freak who's decided to stop... But I mean, have these people ever played football? This doesn't work like this. Shut up. That was more beeps than a man can stand. Blimey, well, that was the most bizarre game of football ever. Other than freakish doppelgangers being fired out of people's bodies, 1,000 balls from 1,000 angles, and, yeah, no actual similarity to the game of soccer. Flip! Pity I've got another one of the bloody things here, isn't it? Deep breaths. Is this exactly the same game? I think we already know the answer. Something else that should be pointed out, unfortunately this one, the back screen is sort of strangely rumpled, so it reflects light badly, which isn't going to help us on our quest to show it on camera, but away we go anyway. Yep, looks pretty similar so far. And the sounds are all the same. Is this actually focused? I can't tell. Oh, what's going on? Hang on. What? Right, I'm so confused. So you've got like a spaceship down the bottom that's firing lasers. Right, that makes sense to me. But then when it comes up here, it like turns into a man or something who waves a... I can't make the graphics out. Yeah, I think this is exactly the same game as the soccer, just with the graphics in a slightly different position, and obviously they're now spaceships. This is immensely confusing. And yes, despite having had these for years, I've never actually played them before. Let's face it, we all knew what they were going to be like. I'm really confused with this. It's just a bloke like waving a feather duster at spaceships, because that's exactly what it looks like. Can we get this zoomed in any more? No, we're getting serious light problems when I attempt that. Please don't beep at me in that tone of voice. I am so confused by this. What is that supposed to be? I wonder if the back of the box can shed any light on that, actually. Space War, it's this one. So it's not a man, it is like a giant robot snake that comes out of your spaceship, and then it's got a ladder, and then there's a giant ice cream near it. It's bloody hell. Do you know what? The Pop Station almost seems like a step up from this. At least that has sort of a game you can get your head round, as opposed to the space and football flail-a-thon we've got going on here. Anyway, that is that. That is the Game Child, or 2/3 of all existing Game Childs to my knowledge. I'm sure there have been other devices called a Game Child throughout history, because it's such an obvious rip-off name. But hey, Nintendo were making money, and so some other people thought they could rip them off and attempt to do the same. Did they succeed? Nobody knows, and more to the point, nobody cares. Anyway, we made a film about it, and if you want to watch that, click there. Not there. Definitely there. Or maybe there. No, though, there. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that joke. It's going to take me ages to sort out the annotations now. Such is life.